As the theory goes, the reason that everything is breaking is that I need more content for the YouTube channel. I'm not sure I agree with that. But right now, the issue that I have is right here. There's something wrong. I don't know if it's a hub. I think it's probably a brake pad on the backside of the caliper. It's starting to drag. So my biggest problem is that since this truck is already lifted, I'm having some difficulty getting the jack to make contact with the truck to be able to lift it. I haven't solved that problem yet, but I think what I'm gonna do is this pile, I'm gonna add a 4x4 on the bottom of it. We'll get that going and get the time lapse going. Well, my jack isn't quite pumping like it's supposed to, so I think I'm gonna check the oil on this and make sure that it is extending like it's supposed to. All right, so this is what I'm trying to figure out what's making the noise. I look at this, and that does not look like the brake pad is bad. However, it is focusing down here and not up there. That's what I want to see. All right, so that looks fine. The thing that doesn't look great, I see down here, is right around here. It looks like there's some wear. Maybe that's loose there, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. All right, so here is my right front tire, and right in here, I see no gap, I see no wear, I don't see any issues there. Now, if we swap over to the other side, see that? See a separation there, and then I also see some physical signs of wear. I wonder if that is at the hub or just the actual, forget the term. This is the first time that I've been to the Northern Tool up by us, and they have just about everything. So I also picked up some jack stands here, got some gloves, and I'm just really walking around and looking at all the different stuff that they have. Man, I'm excited about this. Just picked up hub assembly here from Advanced Auto. I definitely looked up the part on AutoZone, but this Advanced Auto was right around the corner from that Northern Tool. So I thought, I'm here, I might as well pick it up. And now I need the keys to get into the vehicle. But I would say this guy's super friendly, super helpful. Got the Monster ready to go, so we're gonna get home, we're gonna get everything jacked up, put it on these jack stands, and see how well this goes. We've got almost the entire garage cleaned out here. You can see that this bay is, let's switch hands here, you can see that this bay is almost completely clear. Just means that I shifted all this other nonsense over here. My next project is to build a shed. I hate moving around these lawnmowers, and I've got rakes and I've got ladders and I got all this stuff that could be put into a shed that I almost rarely access. I want this whole area free so that I can even park a car in here and still have, like, for example, an assembly table out in the middle of this. I want to build an assembly table. I want to build a shed. These boards for bags, those have got to go. Like, we've used them once in 5 years. They make me so angry moving stuff that we don't use. And then also I've got over here 2 scooters that I need to work on. I got one that works, and that is a carbureted scooter, and then the other one is underneath all this plastic over here. The other one that I've got, I'm gonna leave that garage door closed. The other one that I've got over here is fuel injected, and that one needs some work. Just move all the fairings. So I'm gonna blow this whole thing out in here, get everything clean, because you can see there's still a little bit of dust over here. Here we go. Got our parts on the table here, which is probably way too much sawdust for what's going on here, but not gonna mess with it a whole lot. So this is what we're gonna replace. These teeth align up with the front axle, okay? And that spins, and then these are your lugs that sit on the outside. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to remove brake caliper. We're gonna have to remove the disc brake. I cannot think of it right now, but you understand what I'm saying. We have to take this, slide this back on, bolt this bad boy down, which is, where's it at? This .90-degree wrench has got a lot more torque than that straight one, and it will pop all those loose. I'm very excited about using that rather than breaker bar, which I've got a breaker bar right here and a bunch of deep sockets, but that's, you know, that's where you end up smashing your knuckles and doing all that other stuff, which is part of the reason that I bought these today. These make all the difference. Right now I'm just wearing these. They're really thin nitrile gloves. These actually have a little bit of fabric to them, give you a little bit of grip. They're really, really nice. Keep the grease off your hands, but right now I'm just making sure I get the grease off my hands. So let's take a look at our task. Okay, we got jack stands. Next step is to get this bad boy up off the ground. So we're gonna move the camera underneath the truck and put this on a time lapse so you can see what we're doing. Okay, got that up. It's not completely off the ground or anything like that, but I just wanted to show you this. If I get the weight, okay, got that up off the ground, but check this out. If I get the weight off of this, hear that wobble in there? That's not the steering, that thing is just shot. So Let's pop this off, drop that down onto jack stands, and then we'll swap everything out. It'll be real easy to see because of the clearance with this. That is fantastic. But it's gonna be interesting. We'll drop it down on the jack stands and we'll see if it sits pretty stably like that. I checked the other one. This is the only one that wobbles like crazy like that. So, gotta get that play out of here. All right, we got everything torn apart. What we're gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take this brake caliper out of here, okay? Then I'm also gonna take this brake rotor out of here. Everything looks fine. I've checked this, I've inspected this. I don't see any wear. The pads look fine. I may run and get some extra pads while I'm at it and do both wheels, but I don't think so at this point. So anyway, brake caliper's gotta come off. This has gotta come off. Next thing that we're gonna tear off, we're gonna actually pull this hub off. Okay, that's behind that, and then we're gonna get this all cleaned up, put back together, and we're gonna get her back on the road. Stick with me, we're gonna get back into that time lapse. All right, just a quick update on things. I'm pretty sure because of the way that the suspension is set up on here, this arm is in the way of me picking up this last bolt here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna pull this down, let that sit on that jack stand. I'm revising what I'm considering doing here. There's a grease zerk right on top of this back here that I need to... honestly, if I get the grease zerk out of the way, I bet I could pop that out of there. So let's pull the grease zerk off the top of that. See if we can't get in there, get the grease zerk back in there, get her all set up, and then we'll get this out. Listen to that magic. That's how I know this thing needs to be replaced. Anyway, we'll pull the grease zerk, we'll get that popped out of the way, and we'll keep you moving on that time lapse. After some careful examination, what I've got here is I've got a deep socket 7/8. And what I need is basically a short throw at 7/8 that I can get behind there and pop that thing loose. So I guess we're going to Northern Tool again. It's just how these things go. You know, you got to pick up a tool here and there, and then eventually, ooh, actually, you know, thinking about it, okay, so look, I've got Okay, I have all of these sockets, but at the same time, you know what else I've got? I've got a 7/8 box end wrench. Can we get in on this? Boy, I got all excited there for a minute. Thought I'd solved my problem, but I think they're seated. It's seated back up against it, so I'm it's the right size. I just have to I gotta get a socket to do it. Dang it. So excited to have all these box end wrenches. I was gonna use these. No dice. Okay. Let's go to Northern Tool. I lied. We're back here at Advanced Auto Parts. Not going to Northern Tool. Let's see if they've got the part we need. Don't want a deep socket. Three-quarter, 7/8. Slightly bigger than this. Found it. I'm not gonna lie, for a minute there I was concerned that they weren't gonna have this. I looked just about everywhere in every single rack and couldn't find exactly what I was looking for, and then Shazam, there it was. So let's get back to the house. I think we got one bolt to pull off. And we can get that new hub assembly on there. This is the same place I purchased that hub assembly the other day. I told him I was looking for things at Advanced Auto. Oh, sorry. This is, yeah, Advanced or AutoZone. This is Advanced Auto Parts. The guy was like, wrong store. Well, my bad that they have the same color scheme. Anyway, let's get back to the house. If I have not said it prior to this, the weather is absolutely spectacular. It's kind of cool with all of these Bradford pears too. Very scenic. Blue skies. Cool. Okay, I just pulled that hub out of there, and you can see just how much corrosion there is on that. You can see how messed up that is. I'm gonna make sure to hold on to this grease zerk so I can put that in later. But this whole thing, you see how much movement there is on that ring? No grease in there anymore. Just filings. Oh, and it sounds terrible. All right, so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna polish this up. Let's get the next one in. Here's the biggest pain. This one is the last bolt that needs to go in. And you can see just how much clearance I've got there. So we'll try to get that in there and set. I'll see if I can figure out how to film that. Seems like it is holding together. Just like an ad for Monster, except for it's not. Seems like things are holding together well. I'm gonna go take it for a test drive around the neighborhood. Everything's torqued down. I'm not worried about it falling apart, so little family excursion. Jackson likes to sit on the center console, so. All right, we'll see how she drives.